Alright, so here is review part 1, problems numbers 1 through 16. Um, the meat, or this one should help you practice more, but don't worry too much. Yeah, there will maybe be some questions on the test that will involve some of these, but not too many. So I'm going to go over these. Here, the first one is to simplify, so we want to make sure we combine like terms. So here we have negative 5v. Notice how I'm reading that. Negative 5v plus 3v. That's negative 2v. And then 4 minus 9, because I can read that like that. 4 minus 9 is negative 5. So my answer there is negative 2v minus 5. Number 2, we're going to do negative 3x minus 3x. That was one that's very simple. You just combine those two like terms and you get negative 6x. The next one, we got negative 9 times 5a minus 7. So all you got to do there is distribute, and you're going to, plus the 2, sorry, I forgot that, and you're going to get negative 45a plus 63 plus 2. So what are my like terms? I can see the 63 and 2 are both numbers without variables, so those are the two I can combine, and I can get negative 45a plus 65, and that's it. Okay, number 4, I've got negative 6 parentheses 1 minus 8 minus 5. Let's do the negative 6 times the 1, which is negative 6. Negative 6 times the negative 8, which would be positive 48n. And then minus 5. Combine my like terms. And again, be careful. Type it in like that. Negative 6 minus 5. Notice how I'm drawing them. I'm not rewriting them. I'm not crossing an equal sign. So just connect them. And that gives me 48n minus 11. Okay, so there's problems 1, 2, 3, and 4. All they were was a simple simplify. Now let's look at some simple solving equations. So now we want to solve. These are fairly easy. Just again, remember opposite steps. Negative 8 is equal to n minus 4. Well, what's the opposite of, what is the opposite of a minus 4? Plus 4. So I have negative 8 plus 4, which is negative 4. N is equal to negative 4. And that's it. You don't have to do anything else. Identify the operation, guys, and then just do that operation that you need to say, do the inverse or opposite, and you're done. Number 6. K divided by 17 equals 13. So what's the opposite of divide? Multiply. So I just multiply 17 times 13, and I get K is equal to 221. See, don't overthink it too much. Identify what you need to do, then just do that step. It shouldn't be hopefully that hard. Number 7, we're going to do negative 15 equals 5 plus p. The opposite of a plus is a minus. So that gives me negative 20 is equal to p. And that's your answer. Number 8. I would have thought I had a multiply in here somewhere. Negative 16 plus x, the opposite of a negative, would be add. Now be careful. When you see this, type it in as you see it, like negative 7 plus 16. Guys, if you're really bad with these little mathematical errors, you probably use the calculator and make sure you type it in nicely. So that becomes x is equal to 9. All done. Okay, so now let's look at, I believe this should be some two-step. Okay, so here I have this problem. Negative 9r plus 1 equals negative 116, or negative 116 equals negative 9r plus 1. So I can see negative 9 times r plus 1. So the opposite of a plus is to subtract. It gives me negative 117. And then I'm going to divide by negative 9r, and that will give me positive 13. And that's my answer. Okay, so let's look at this next one. I'm going to go a little bit slower so I can talk maybe, and hopefully y'all can see. So negative 7m. Okay, so I apparently just made the biggest boo-boo I could have made while doing this. I'm hoping this is where I left off because apparently I've been talking for a few minutes because I had paused the recording and I forgot to hit play or to hit record. So forgive me for that. If I am skipping some problems, let me know. Send me a quick note on Edmodo, but hopefully this is where I am at. If I'm repeating a problem a couple of times, I'm sorry. Just deal with it. A few more minutes. So what do we want to do here? We've got n divided by 4, or n divided by 2 plus 4 equals negative 6. So let's we need to subtract 4 first. Negative 6 minus 4 is going to be negative 10. And then what's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. So we're going to multiply and get n is equal to negative 20. Number 12, we're going to have 5x plus 4 equals 9. We're going to subtract 4, then divide by 5, because that's 5 times x, not just 5x, but 5 times x. And then say that is equal to 1. Okay. So the opposite of multiply was to divide. So 5 times x means I need to divide by 5. Okay, let's look at 13. Now that I've decided I need to redo these again. Negative 308 is equal to 8 parentheses negative 7v minus 7 minus 7. Lots of 7s. 7v, sorry. So I got to distribute and get negative 56v, because 8 times negative 7 is negative 56, minus 56 minus 7v. Okay, then I can see there's 3 things here. I want to get it down to 2 before I add or subtract. So let's combine like terms, and I got negative 56v minus 7v, which will be negative 63v. Negative 63v minus 56, so I need to add 56, and I should say negative 63 times v. This actually means I need a takeaway, because I got a negative and a positive. So I have 252 negative, and I'm going to divide by negative 63, because that's 63 times v, and the opposite of that would be to divide. That will give me an answer of positive 4, just 4. Alright, so let's look at the next problem. Number 14. So 3 more to go, and then we'll be done. Hopefully I didn't miss any. I can't believe I did this and forgot to press play or record. That's just being silly. Alright, so negative 6. All of this, what do? We distribute first again. So we're going to distribute. Negative 6 times a negative 3 is positive 18. Negative 6 times a minus 1 is a positive 6. Now if you stop here, you can see there is 2 things on the left-hand side. So, I'm sorry, 3 things. So let's go ahead and combine those 2 to get 18 minus 2b. 18b minus 2b is going to be 16b, and then plus 6. Okay, so then what's the opposite of a plus 6? Minus 6. So we're going to do minus 6 equals 134, or minus 134. So I have 16b is equal to 128. And then I divide by 16 to get an answer of, I believe, 8. Yay, I'm right. Okay, so there you go. So there's that problem, and hopefully that one shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so number 15. So here we get a little bit more. Okay. So what do I need to do here? This one is just simply, okay, there's variables on both sides. It's okay. Let's distribute. So I distribute here, and I get 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. And I've got 3 times 3 is 9n. So if I look at that, and then I go, what am I supposed to do there? I need to say, okay, well, I don't see any like terms combined, because look, if you notice, there's only 2 things on the left and 2 things on the right. Usually when you want to combine like terms, there's like 3 things on one side, and you're trying to get it down to 2. So let's let's do our add or subtract. I like to, again, move variables to the left, numbers to the right. So I'm going to put here, instead of plus 9n, the opposite of that is minus. The opposite of a positive 8, minus 8. And when I do that, I get negative 4n is equal to negative 20. Divide by negative 4, and you get n is equal to 5. That's it, plain and simple, not that hard. But stick to the steps, and it makes it easy. Okay, final question for this part. 4 parentheses, negative 4 plus 2x, close parentheses, minus 2 equals 6x minus 28. Okay, so a long problem, but let's multiply. Let's distribute. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. 4 times 2x is 8x minus 2 equals what it equals. Then, like terms, well, I see there are 3 things on the left side, so I can combine those. Negative 16 minus 2 is negative 18 equals 6x minus 28. Again, now I'm going to add or subtract. So I'm going to add 18 by moving the 18 to the other side, and I'm going to subtract 6x by moving the 6x to the left side. That will give me 2x equals negative 10. And then if I divide by 2, x would equal negative 5. And that would be my final answer. Alright, so there is part 1. You have part 1 and part 2. You can look at those videos, help you study. I will try to put part 3 up, hopefully by Sunday. Thank you very much.